Hi everyone, Nap here. How are you doing? I thought I would just send out a brief video to you and your parents regarding what e-learning is going to start looking like this week in case you had any questions or anxiety about the process. And I know I could have sent that information out via email or a Google Classroom post. I just thought this would be a little bit more personal. And Nap without makeup will be how you will see me for the inevitable future. Here we are, and I'm sitting on the floor in my bedroom with my dogs right in front of me. And I'm just hoping that you are all healthy and had some rest from last week being on spring break, regardless of what's going on in the world today. And just know that you and your families are all in my thoughts and prayers. So a little bit of nuts and bolts as to what this will look like this week. And by the way, there is no action as a result of this video. It's really just meant for some information and checking in. And it is being, as I present, it's being sent to all of my students and their parents. All right, so here is some info. All right, where do you go so that you can e-learn from my class? Well, parents, Schoology might be a place for you, students as well. It's one-stop shopping where you should be able to log into your Schoology account, your students would, and you should have all the courses for your students there, and underneath there would be all of the materials that they would need to e-learn for that teacher. For my students specifically, you don't have to do anything differently. We've been using Google Classroom all year, and that is how I will deliver all the information that you need. All right, so what is that going to look like? I do plan to make personalized videos for each of my classes so that you will hear my voice, you will see me writing, you won't see me on those videos, but you will see our notes and how they look like normally all of the time. I'll be filling them in, and hopefully you will do the same as you watch the video. Sometimes I might give you recommended learning where I'm not going to collect it, but that's what you should do to learn it. And if there is something for you to turn in, I promise that that will be very explicit as to what should be turned in and what was just recommended. How do you watch the video? With your eyes. I thought that was funny when I typed it. It doesn't seem near as funny now. Nevertheless, excuse me, you don't have to print anything. But if you do have a printer available, you might want to print out the notes. If you do have a tablet of some nature, specifically an iPad, you can download a PDF into Notability and you can write all over the notes as if you were in class. But if you don't have either of those, just find some scrap paper. And I encourage you to be engaged when you watch the videos. Do the examples with me on the video. Don't just sit there and watch. Do them with me so that you can learn it just like you were in class. And the good news is what you can't do in class is you can't always pause me or rewind me or fast forward me or mute me. And now you can do that whenever you need to. So how will you turn in the work? On Google Classroom, I haven't had you do it. We usually just turn in our papers into the in tray, but all you have to do is take a picture of it and turn it back onto Google Classroom. If you have any issues with this, please contact me via email or during office hours, which is what I'm going to talk about next. What happens if you need help? All right, so if you need help, I'm going to have office hours like they do in college. I'm going to have time during the day where I'm going to use an application called Google Meet. So if you have a laptop, you will get a notification on Google Classroom. You should be able to just click it and it will automatically do what it needs to do. If you are going to use a phone or a tablet, you will probably need to download the app on your phone. So right before your time, you should have on Google Classroom, you will see an invitation or a code. You will click on that, and then you will go to the Google Classroom where we will all meet. And once you're in, we'll talk about what we do on Google Meet. You do have to kind of be careful about when you talk, it will immediately switch to you. So some of you might want to keep it like on microphone during that time, but we'll work that out during our first couple of meets. And that's when you can ask questions. So I will be available from 10:30 to 10:50 if you're an Alpha 2 student, from 11 to 11:20 every day if you're a geometry student, and from 11:30 to 11:50 if you're honors pre-calc student. So again, I'll send you the invitation shortly before those time periods. If you want to meet, even if you just want to see me, even if you just want to chat, if you want to see your classmates, please, even if you're like, I don't know that I need a lot of help, please, I would really encourage you at least on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week to try to join us. It's of course not mandatory, But I would highly encourage you to do that just so that like we can connect and make sure we're on the right track. All right. So I thought I had another slide on here. It doesn't look like I do. So I will stop sharing. Um, a couple of things that I just want to mention while I have your attention. Hopefully this is recording like I want it to record. Um, we are going to have some curriculum that we won't get to. I'm going to have to pick and choose what I think is the most important and what I think that is capable of you doing at home. So I do know in honors pre-calc, we have 7 lessons for the rest of the year. I think we need to try to get through 4. I know right now we're headed to supposedly come back to school on April 6th, but my own kids just got notification that they're not going back until April 27th. That has happened within the last 2 hours. So honors pre-calc, we want to make sure that we're prepared because you're in pre-AP mode and you already are starting 2 weeks late next year. But again, I will make sure that we're at a pace that is commensurate with the district mandate of 90 minutes per week. Geometry, I think we'll be fine. We were going to do a probability unit at the end that we probably won't get to. We might cut out some individual topics in the 2 units, but we have circles and area and volumes to get through. And in Algebra 2, we're on roots and radicals. Again, there might be a section here and there where I cut out a certain problem. But hopefully things will be manageable. I know what it's like in my own house. My husband and I are both working remotely. We have 2 kids that are learning e-learning. So you have times during the day where people are talking and people are learning on top of all of the anxiety. And this is assuming everybody is well in your household. So please never hesitate to just keep in contact with me with anything that comes your way. Thank you, parents. And especially if you are somebody who's a first responder or in the healthcare field, my hat's off to you during this time. It's unprecedented. I can't imagine what that's like. And students, I miss you. I know sometimes we never think that's going to happen, but this is weird. It's weird. I'm talking in my bedroom to my dogs. It's just it's not the same. We don't have the energy. I don't see a Noah doing like a woot woot in class, or the funny things that some of you will blurt out, or just the camaraderie that I feel that we have in a lot of our classes. So with that said, take care of you, take care of each other, and you will hear from me via Google Classroom. Posts will come out at 8:30 on Wednesday. Have a good one.